from my phone. I haven't done this yet. This is my first time broadcasting from my mobile phone. I'm curious to see how it compares to when I broadcast through my computer, which I've done during the last two times I've tried Happs. Hi, Lee. And yeah, curious to know how this goes for my phone. It's very, very different from Periscope, which is interesting. And so that's what I'm taking in right now as I look at the screen. It has a lot more things on the screen. How's it going? Hi, Vera. Good to see you. Hello, Junkanu. Good to see you. Cheers. Uh, hello, Brett over in Los Angeles. And hi, the Med. Watcha to you too. Hi, Fred. Hi, Pizza Pop Tarts. Good to see you. Hello over there in Tuscan, Arizona, right? I'm at ground zero for where the bug scope all began about 4 years ago, which was right here at the Academy of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia. And thank you for the high five. High five to you too. Good to be here. Watching on Periscope looks fine. Okay, no lag, because it's interesting how on Happs, the last two times I've broadcasted from Happs through my computer, there were I had a bit of an issue with video audio lag. Show bugs destroying human civilization. Whoa. Trying to sensationalize my media over here. Oh, with destruction. Ah, giant bugs. There are some great B-list movies out there of insects walking around and ants and bees and giant spiders. Lots of fun. Lots of um, works of art produced by bugs sparking the imagination of humans of what could be if ants and lots of other insects were huge. Can you guys hear my squeaky chair? Definitely something that is a hallmark of the early bug scopes in the past when I've broadcasted from here. The chairs here in this museum all tend to be very squeaky, like dying roosters or cats or chickens or something like that. Um, Brett, you're part of Happs. Hello. It says we're definitely working on improving that lag and have some infrastructure changes in the works. Great. Yeah, it's hard for me to know whether it's because of what it's coming from. So I'm glad to hear. And if you have any tips for me, let me know too. I was wondering if maybe that lag was because I have a new computer, so it shouldn't be the computer. And then I've tried it on two different internet, and it also had the same lag. And then I wasn't sure if the lag was because like, even though my computer is new, I backed it up with uh, my previous computer, just like took my previous computer and put it on my new computer. And maybe there's some like old stuff, old clutter, something that came along with it that was causing that. But if you have any tips, let me know. Um, David you says we'll start a GoFundMe for some WD-40 for your chairs. um, it's one of those things where like it sounds like home to me to hear the squeaky chairs. I'm sure we have some WD-40. I think the real problem is that for me that I'm so used to it that I don't even think about it. But then now and then, I guess for people who are not familiar, who don't sit on these for work throughout the week, it's surprising and alarming. And I bet we have some WD-40 somewhere. Next time I'm here, if I'll be here for a stretch of time, I'll take a look. Do you cash in super hats? I do, LT. I do, Lord Titus. Yeah, you can support the bug scope, which is super helpful. It helps me with keeping the technology up to date and also with my replacing, making sure I have these around to show you guys zoomed up organisms with replacing my technology when it breaks, things like that. And also I like to also give little tokens of appreciation to people who I have as guests on the bug scope. So for example, with Super Heart and other funds, I bought these embroidery patches, which are really beautiful, to give to people who join me as expert guests on the broadcast. Here's a jumping spider, a little peacock spider. So I do. Thank you. You can also support me through Patreon, and also Happs has some subscription models as well. I'll switch chairs. That's one solution. I'll switch to this other chair, which is not as squeaky. Oh, here. I have here a solid oak, non-moving, non-rolly chair. Very solid. Very quiet. Oh, Brett says, yes, we do think there might be a frame rate issue with the desktop studio and some PC setups. Investigating that, so please bear with us. If you have more info about your PC specs, that would be great. I'm on a Mac. I'm on a Mac, and how do I send that to you to best collaborate on that? Let me know, Brett, please. Leppy, hello, over in Dresden. And hello, Miko. David says, how are you finding Happs as a platform? I'm finding it a bit less intuitive than Periscope, but still pretty decent. I really like it so far. It hasn't, aside from, this is only my third broadcast on here, and this morning I joined in on Randy's broadcast, which was a really great experience to be the guest and see what that was like. It has some really great features. I don't know that the features are the same. It's a lot more simple on the mobile, which is fine. That's what I'm used to through Periscope. But if I'm not able to be out in the field, because generally when I'm on my mobile phone, I'll be able to take you out and about. I'll be able to take you into the collection, look at some bugs. Here are some Iamoths that I took out from the collection here at the Academy of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia. Autonomous Io. Oh, question. Is this backwards to you, or is this not backwards to you? That's a good test question. Are the words, do you see the words mirror or not mirror? I'll hold it up for a moment longer. Okay, thanks for I'll send any information like that to Peter. Thanks, Brett. Hello over in Chicago, Pat. Wood, a great solid product from nature, says David Yee. Yep, agreed. David says, main drawback of Happs is I can't. Oh, so true. I can't run stream in the background on a phone like with Periscope. Yeah, so that's actually, hopefully the Happs team has gotten that information and feedback. Periscope did not have this to start with, and it took a little while for them to get this, and it was super helpful, which is the feature where on Periscope you can leave the broadcast and you can still hear it. You haven't completely checked out of it. You can go right back to it after you respond to a text message or go check your email real fast. With Happs, when you leave the broadcast, and so you might miss something. So hopefully the Happs team is able to incorporate that. Writing is not mirrored, so you can see it. Oh, great, super. Thanks for letting me know. Excellent. I see it mirrored, which makes sense, I suppose, because it's actually interesting too, because when I am on my computer, I don't see things mirrored. So that means if I see myself on the screen moving this way, it feels opposite and confusing, but here it is mirrored. So it's different in that way. If that makes sense, it's hard to describe. Thanks, Brett, for the Appreciate You award. I appreciate that. Okay, thanks for that info on the writing. Mark says we have that feature on our product roadmap. Thanks so much for the feedback. Awesome. Yeah, really glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm excited about all the things you guys are working on over there. Thanks, Mark, for the super heart. Did you guys add the super heart because of the influx of periscopers out of curiosity? I think Zoom does mirroring that way too, says David. With Zoom, you can click whether it's mirrored or not. So with Zoom, it's default mirrored. since that's what people are used to. You look in a mirror, and also if you're adjusting to something, it's easier if it's mirrored based on, I guess, the human experience of having mirrors. Uh, but you can change it to not be mirrored. For me, I think it's most tricky when it's not mirrored because it's harder for me to adjust where the specimens or where the photographs or where like the insects or where positioning is when I'm on the broadcast. Like earlier on Randy's broadcast, I was having a little bit of difficulty moving back and forth the roach. I had some Madagascar hissing cockroaches with me. But I suppose with practice, I'll get that down. Yeah. Oh, David says maybe because the laptop has more processing power to flip the image quickly while you stream. Yeah, maybe. And Derek says some of us don't like mirrors. Yeah, so maybe it's easier for you if you don't like mirrors. Oh, Mark says, yes, we added the super heart and the golden squirrel. Oh, I'm not familiar with the golden squirrel, but thanks for the super heart. It's a nice transition to Happs and a nice warm welcome to the Periscope community to have that familiar symbol present on the Happs platform. Yeah, so if it's not clear, if you're not familiar with me, if you've been with me for a while, you might recognize the background here, which is where many broadcasts over the last 3-4 years have been. Got some bug collecting nets back here, some books and other odds and ends of insect rearing on that side. If you guys want to check out an insect, feel free to request one right now, and we can go into the collection and get it. I'll have to wear my mask in the collection because those are the rules, but I can bring it back here and we can take out the drawer and take a look at a certain insect. We have over 100,000 species to choose from, and there is a website. If you Google ANSP entomology spindex, you'll get to a website that we put online where you can type in a species of insect. You have to use the scientific name though. You can see if we have it in our collection, in our library of specimens here. But yeah, we have about 100,000 species and about 4 million specimens here at the Academy of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia, which is the oldest natural history museum in the Americas. Benveto. Thank you for the super heart. Hi, Brian. Did you get that scarf from Dr. Burks? No, I don't know who that is. Hi, Randy. Good to see you. Thanks again, Randy, for having me on your broadcast earlier today. It was my first time joining somebody else's broadcast, and so it was great to have that experience and great to meet you more and all of that. Hope that you had a good dinner. Hassan, hopefully I said your name right, said you could use 2 devices, one focus on the bugs and the other on it. Yeah, I could practice that. I haven't figured that out yet. Yeah. Cool. Welcome, Benvito. Okay, so do you guys have any requests of an insect that you want to see in the collection? We have beetles, we have flies, we have all sorts of different things. I haven't yet tested running around the collection or the field yet with my phone and macro lens. The tricky thing is that in the depths of the collection, there's one section like where the spiders are, where the connection gets a little wobbly because of Wi-Fi. A lot of metal, a lot of no windows, very deep in the chambers. But most of it we can walk right over to with the phone and check out. I followed you over from Periscope. Awesome, Brian. Yay, welcome to Happs. Thanks for joining over on Happs. Yeah, this will be the future because Periscope is closing in March and will be no more. It's been a great 4 years with Periscope. Oh, so long. No spiders, please. Okay, Derek. I'll save the spiders for another time. Do you have like arachnophobia, Derek, out of curiosity? Okay. But yeah, so for those of you who are not familiar, these are eye moths, which can be found on the eastern coast of the USA. They're part of the Saturniidae group family of Lepidoptera, moths and butterflies. These are night flying moths. You can see the name here as we tested out earlier. Lepidoptera is the order, Saturniidae is the family name, and Automerus is the genus. Io is the species epithet, and together the genus and the species epithet make the species name of this moth, which help us because common names can be different from one language to another, so especially on a platform that's global like Happs or Periscope, the internet, it's helpful to have that scientific name to give us an anchor so we all know what we're talking about. For example, dragonflies are called different things in different languages. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Derek says it's not the spiders themselves, it's the element of surprise of them coming out of things that has breeded my arachnophobia. Interesting. So is it not just spiders then? Like anything that comes out all of a sudden with that surprise with many legs? David is saying maybe some moths with flightless females. Say genus Argiopus if you have that in the collection. Sure. What family is that? I'll go take a look. I don't have my computer out, so I can't type it up and look real fast. What genus, what family is that? And then Brian says, have you seen or worked with the killer hornets that are new here in the U.S.? I have not, but I've certainly heard about them. And there's been some memes about the team that went and took care of them because their outfits, if you guys have seen it, the outfits of the entomologists that went to go help deal with some of those giant Asian hornets, look like the outfits of the little alien characters or the little characters in the game, the popular game Among Us, because they have these big one window head openings, and very fun. You can apparently the entomologists bought those outfits off of like Amazon, and I guess it worked for them. Geometric. Okay, let's go take a look. Hello, Chris. Hi, Colby. So I'm putting my mask on. I'll try to enunciate extra with my mask on because I think it can muffle me a little bit. But if we find what we're looking for, we can take it back here and I can take my mask off again. Hello, over in Dallas. Okay, here we go. All right, and before we do go, here's Philadelphia. Here's some scenes. The free library is right there, the Library of Philadelphia. And then Swan Fountain, where I've collected a bunch of insects, is right there. It's empty in the winter, no water in the winter. So, all right, here we go. That's true, David. I need a mask with a built microphone. Okay. Here's the collection. So while you have sock drawers, we have insect drawers. The lights are not all on, so sorry about that. Okay, so we're looking for geometry, which is over there. This, if you've ever come across an inchworms are geometrids. They turn into beautiful little moths. Beautiful, dainty little moths. Thanks, Kobe. Yeah, it's fun. It's also sometimes a bit tedious because when you have a collection, when you have a big collection, it's inevitable that you'll end up doing some tedious tasks when you're managing everything. I'll turn on some more lights. There we go. Light switch. Okay. All right. So here's geometry. Like this. All right. So I can turn this around so I can see the screen. Good morning, 2 Scoops. Hi. Good to be here with you guys. It's been a while. Okay. Will you stay on Twitter or just on Happs? Asks Bill. I will both, because the great thing about Happs is that I can stream on Happs and also on Twitter. So right now it's been a little confusing because I don't know if I stream to Periscope, does it automatically go to my Twitter too? I think it does. Um, yes, I think it does because in the past when I selected both to broadcast to, it double posted on my Twitter account. So so for now I'll go through Periscope and through Periscope to Twitter. And then, awesome, Two Scoops, good to have you here. And then later, when Periscope is fully absorbed by Twitter, I will just stream right to Twitter too. So that's the super thing about Happs. You can go to all the different platforms, the hub. Okay, so here I am. Oh, David says, looks like only really thin people can access the collection. It helps to be thinner, but there's a decent amount of space here. These are called compactors. Welcome to What's Bugging You. Should that be the new name of the bug scope? I've had someone else suggest that, Chris Rossetti. Welcome, good to have you here. Okay, so now I'm going to see if I can find the genus that David Howden requested me to find. Oh, and David says, yes, it does. I tested that. If you select Perry, it goes to Twitter, but if you stream to Twitter, it doesn't go to Perry. Cool. Oh, Frank, hello. Hope you are well. Hello from the collection. All right, so I'm looking for a type of moth that David requested, which when you think of moth, you think of wings. But there's some moths that don't have wings. They lost their wings. They they didn't need their wings. And so evolution took them away, not on purpose, just, the process, very passive process. Okay, so let's see. Here's some moths. These ones are called emerald geometrid moths. You can probably guess why they're called emeralds. All that green pigment, really beautiful moths. For anyone who's not, hi Leslie, good to see you. For anyone who's not familiar, if you guys can't hear me well, let me know and I'll go back to the corner office. But many of these were collected in 1915, 1916, so they're over 100 years old. And looking great, looking fabulous. We have ones collected in New Mexico, in Laura Marion, Pennsylvania, in Arizona, Santa Catalina Mountains, Arizona. So Pizza Pop Tart, if you're here, keep an eye out for those ones. We have ones collected in Albany, Wyoming, and where else? That's this one up here. We have some from Morenci, Arizona, Kitty, California, Dalcier Parish, Louisiana, Mississippi. Yeah, so all of these all capture a moment and a place in time when this existed. We're in California. Are you in California? California, where are the California ones? Oh, Ventura County, California. Little Sycamore Canyon. Kitty, California. Bexar County, Texas. Yeah. So, Resort P.O. Laguna Mountain, San Diego County, California. September 14th, 1922. So, yeah, that one doesn't look a day over 85. Totally. So, put them back. Right, let's see. Oh, here's some very stunning ones if you want to see. Oh no, good to have you back, Frank. Here are some, I diverged to share with you some day-flying moths. So moths have beautiful colors too sometimes. Here are some of them. From various places around the world. Okay. Right. Thank you, David. We don't have Can you say the genus again, please? We don't have um, we don't have the subfamilies on these right now, but in some places we do in the collection. But, oh wait, we do have them on here. Okay, here. So yeah, right here we have the so when it's DAE, that's a family name in the tree of life. When it's NAE, that's a subfamily. So let's see if we can find the subfamily that David is talking about, which is Anomini. Any extinct now? Yes, we do have some extinct ones like the Xerces butterfly, the butterfly, um, which was replaced. Its habitat was replaced by the city of California. Habitat loss. We have some other extinct insects too, but I don't know all of them off the top of my head. But one of them is the Rocky Mountain locust. I think that's a common name. Oh, I found it. We're in the right section. Here's the section. So here's the subfamily. It might be right. Looking for the genus. Don't see it yet. Agriopus. Hmm. Huh. Does it have any synonyms? Any synonyms, David? Any? Yeah. Whoops. Are there any synonyms for it? So sometimes, so just like in the English or any language, there's words that have similar meanings or synonyms. In the entomological world, sometimes a person will describe a species that's already described, and therefore they create what's called a junior synonym, which means it was published, but like it already exists. So the original describer, that one is the valid name, and then anything that's accidentally described after it is a junior synonym. So because our collection is so old, sometimes two things. Sometimes we have a bunch of names that are in synonym form that are not valid names. They're old names, or someone figured out some other arrangement of the tree of life, and so it's now in a different position, has a different genus or a different family name associated with it. And so we're constantly moving things around, updating names. But because we have so many specimens, we're always behind. There's always things to do in the collection because we have 4 million specimens. It's a lot of inventory. So I can take out some of them though to see how these look. So here they are. Nice little moths. Very, very delicate moths. Very different from those Io moths I had earlier, which have which have ooh, yeah, which have much more robust and thick bodies. This is like an expedition. Excellent, two scripts. It is an expedition into the organisms that we share this planet with. It's like a still zoo. A zoo still shot, perhaps. All right, I'm going to attempt to use this so you guys can look closer. So one moment. All right, flipping the lens. Here they are. So geometrids, very dainty bodies, lots of angles and shapes, which kind of they live up to their name of very geometric. Lots of organic shapes, but also lots of cool angles and waves and fringes on their body. So here's one over from New Jersey, from New Lisbon, New Jersey. You can see the label down there. It's collected June 29th in 19. 39 by E.P. Darlington. Great condition. Oh, here are ones from California. These are from Kitty, California, in Plumas County, California. So, some nice spots on their bodies and all sorts of different patterns. Lots of different species in this container. So, right. David says not finding any synonyms, but my checklist is elsewhere at present. David, one last thing to ask you then. Can you go onto the, maybe I can search it. I'll go search it. I'll see if I can find exactly where it is. So, be right back, Moss. Okay. Ooh, the collection. Close this door and I can take my mask off. Alright. I will see if I can use our search online to see what it is. Computer out. Cool. Plumas County is in Northern California in the Sierra Mountains. Ooh, cool. Wait, I missed your answer to Scoops. Are you in California? Right. So, going to uh-oh. I haven't connected here for a while, so I have to log back in. You are? What part? What part of California? You know what you have in California that we don't have on the East Coast related to bugs? You have snake flies. Snake flies are an order of insects that we don't have over here. That's a pretty cool group. Okay. All right. Search. Collection. All right, I'm looking up the Agriopus. Okay, we do have it. So here I am on the website for the museum and the collection, and I'm looking up Agriopus to see if we have it. It looks like we do have it, so I'll see if I can find exactly where it is in the collection because it's in drawer 10655 because of this species index that we did a couple of years ago. 10655. All right, let's go find drawer number 10655 and take a look at the moth that David requested. Maybe, hopefully it will have some females that are wingless. Hello, Terrence. Hello over in Pittsburgh. And Two Scoops says, I have lived all over the state, currently reside in the Sacramento area. Nice. Sacramento. That's near UC. That's where UC Davis is, right? They have a great entomology program there. When I was looking for where to go for my undergrad, I was thinking either Cornell or UC Davis. Although I ended up going with Cornell. Okay. 10655. How's it going, Terrence? Yeah, one thing that's different about Happs too is that I don't know how I can see who's here with me, other if you don't say something in the chat. I don't know how many people are here. I don't know, and I don't know like who's here unless you talk. So please say hello. Okay, 10655. All right, this way, I guess. You went to UC Davis. Awesome. Nice. What did you study? Uh-oh, I don't see the drawer. Uh-oh. 10655. Kuala Lumpur. Selamat malam. Good to have you here. Hi. All right. Uh-oh. I don't see it. I don't see the drawer here. Uh-oh. It means that either... Huh. That means that someone's either currently working on it or it's misplaced somewhere. The fact that I don't see it. So, you found a hole that we have here in our... All right, I'll try one more time. So I looked for the number, I didn't find it, and now it also has a cabinet number, so I'll go look for the cabinet number. Apakabar, bike. Stolen, uh-oh. Turning into a mystery. But there are many mysteries in the collection, which is why it's a really cool place to work. There's mysteries of figuring out the locations of where some things were collected. There's mysteries of, like organization and lots to keep track of here. We have notes from people in the past about their experiences and expeditions, all sorts of things. All right, let's go one more time, see if we can find if that cabinet is 30.5.c. Tajuba. What kind of bugs are you looking at today? Hi Alex, how are you doing? Good to see you here. We're looking at whatever you request. But right now we're having a little bit of trouble with, okay, let me back up here. The insect we're looking for is not present. So we are at the column 30. And then, I think, oh, is it over here? Let's see. We have it organized so that this is A, B, C. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it over here? Huh. I found it, I guess. I guess it's misplaced. Interesting. Unless we have the wrong... Huh. Well, I found the drawer. Okay. Oops. Okay. All right, so here's the drawer. We have the drawer now. It's almost as hard as finding them in real life. Well, we hope that our search system, which we have here, helps a bit with that. We have it under Noctuity. Is that not correct? Or Argiopus? Let's search it too. Huh. Or maybe these I think are mislabeled. I think that these are mislabeled, I guess. This is what happens in an old collection. There's a lot of little mistakes or confusions that last for hundreds of years. And then the people, modern day people, the present people, the same moth as Agriopus. Agriopus? Yeah, interesting. Here's what we have. Here's what it looks like. So we found the genus we're looking for. I'm so used to double tapping like with Periscope. Okay, so here's Agriopus, but these are not, that's not what comes up when you Google it or when you look it up in a book. So these are not geometrids. So I think we stumbled into, oh, it froze for me. Hello? The screen froze for me. I don't know how it is for you guys. Yeah, so the name definitely is under geometrid. But for some reason, we have these noctuids, which are Italian noctuids. It says Italy on them for location, listed underneath the genus. So that's a curation, that's a curatorial task that needs to be addressed at some point. I like these handwritten labels. Yeah, they're really fun. Here, I'll flip this around. It's dark but perfect sound. Okay, cool. Hi, Andrew. It's back. Okay, great. Yeah, so there's the Italian one. Here, I can practice zooming with this. Whoops. Italia. Settentrionale, whatever that means. I don't know what that means. So we're back. Excellent. Yeah, so these are the specimens that are under the wrong genus. So what do we do in this situation to solve the problem? What I'll start with usually is taking the species epithet and looking that up. So Aprilina, let's see what that says if we look it up on Google. I don't know how interesting it is for me to look up stuff on Google, but it's a mystery we're solving. So, okay, I'll just try it. Aprilina. It's tricky too because, oops, did I spell it wrong? Aprilina Linnaeus. This is described by Linnaeus. All right, so here's the actually what this should be. Oh, sorry. This is actually what that should be. It should be Griposia aprilina. And look at this. It has all these synonyms here. So it did used to be underneath Agriopus aprilina back in the day. It just was never, it needs to be updated. This is a synonym, a junior synonym. Yeah, one moment. Oh. Yeah, so this is a junior synonym. So there we go. We found a part of the collection that needs updating because it's a really old collection. I wonder when it became a synonym like that. I guess it's been a while, but this is also why the internet's super helpful for collections, because it's much easier for scientists and taxonomists and systematists, people describing these new species and organizing them and studying them, to coordinate and understand what's already known and keep that all in a database, a global connection, you know. That way people don't describe the same species over and over again and make all these junior synonyms. Yeah, David says the Italian one looks like Griposia in Griposia aprilina. Yeah, so I think that needs some updating. So after this broadcast, I'm going to rewrite a label for it and update it in the collection with some archival paper and archival pens. We use Pigma pens. Thanks, guys, for joining on this journey, this curatorial update of, I mean, for reals, like this label is probably 100 years old. So it's been like that for a while. And that's the tricky thing about the collection. There's always more work to be done. Never ends, but we also got to prioritize. And if it's important to have the right name because then it's easier to find things. However, for experts, when experts are working on their group, they're pretty familiar with the synonyms, so they're able to figure out all the different variations of what their species might be found under. Okay. David's, oh, here. Hussein Hasnain. How do you say? I wish I could know how to pronounce your name exactly. So sorry. Hasnain says we build RFID enabled books in our library, so mobile app can trace and bring you to exactly the correct rack. We link it with Google Maps to show us the path to follow. That sounds really cool. Can trace. That's really cool. I'm guessing it's kind of like linked to a GPS satellite sort of thing that helps to show you like how big of an area is that, out of curiosity. That's super cool. Okay. Two Scoop says, can you tell when the display was updated or when the insect was inserted? Oh yeah, so a little more explanation about how the collection works. Basically like a library, when specimens come in order to be research grade, they need to be collected with data. They need to have the location and the date of when they were collected. That way, scientists can use that information to do all sorts of different things, like figure out what species it is, figure out where and when it's located. So when is it active during the year, and how it was collected can be helpful to know too, whether it's by a light trap or whether it was caught by hand or whether it was some other sort of flight intercept trap or any other entomological technique. And yeah, so these are called, we call them drawers. It doesn't look like a drawer, I guess. It looks like a box. That's what I came in calling them, but then now I call them drawers because they're basically drawers. They don't have drawer handles, but some do in other collections. And they're kept in the dark because if they're exposed to light, the pigmentations start to break down and degrade. So unfortunately, they're kept in the dark. Like I really wish we could keep them on display all the time so people could come and appreciate all the beautiful species that we live on this planet with, but it's just not possible to keep them in an archive, to keep them so well preserved for hundreds of years. We have some that are 150 years old, for example, too. Yeah. Yeah. And oh, David said, anyways, Merveille du jour is always a cool moth to see. Is that the one that you're requesting? Is that the common name for it, or is that this one? Does this one have that name as a common name? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. According to, I don't use Wikipedia for all my info, just so everyone knows, but it's a good starting place. And then we have lots of books for always when you're finding information on the truth. It's important to cross-reference, use many different resources. So I do have, for example, one of my go-tos is I'll use a checklist, species checklist. For example, I oftentimes am using this, which is a checklist of the Lepidoptera of North America, North Mexico. However, this one moth, so it has all, it literally is a list, and it has genus, species epithet, who the scientists, the authors, the people who described it, the year it was described, synonym for a genus, and then synonym for the species name here, aka yeah, any other names that it goes under but are invalid, are in italics right here. So I wasn't able to use that resource to look up this moth because that's only for North America and this is in Italy. But we have all sorts of other books here. So many resources. Books are excellent. We have all these other books here. Fauna of British India, Coleoptera. I don't know where this is, but it's a different language. So, yay, resources and books and things like that. Lots more books up here too. Can you tell when the display? Okay. Hello from Amarillo or Amarillo. Amarillo, I'm guessing in Texas, David. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. I guess I'll be doing that. Updating this name to reflect what it actually is, rather than the junior synonym. Yeah. Are there other insects that you guys want to see? Any requests? We can look at some beetles, or we can look at some grasshoppers. We can look at some butterflies. Probably be on here for like maybe 10 to 15 more minutes, and then I gotta go. But let me know if you guys have any general requests of some group of insect. Doesn't have to be specific, like, but yeah, I'll give a moment. Sure thing, Two Scoops. Yeah, thanks for joining and your questions. Happy to share. Yeah. It's winter, so it's always great to be around because it's outside. So it's great to have the ones inside to appreciate and enjoy. And the funny thing about working in the collection here is that I get so used to working with dead insect specimens that when I finally see a live bug, I'm like, it's a miracle. Oh my gosh, like it's amazing. It has life pulsing through its body. It's moving. Bullet ant. Okay. And tortoise beetles, alternative colors. So tortoise beetles, unfortunately, Frank, are tricky because they don't retain their color in death. Dragonflies are like this too. They're brilliant. They're amazing. I love looking at them and appreciating them and all their stripes and iridescences. But when they die, the color kind of dries up because it relies on some liquid iridescence, some like nanomaterial physics structures related to the water, and so they get brown. But we can take a look, but I'm just letting you know now that unfortunately it won't be as exciting as seeing them in real life, seeing them alive. And if anyone out there is an materials engineer and wants to try to fix this problem of how to retain that color in death, that would be amazing. So preservation technology, preservation archival technology, I guess is what that field would be. Black butterfly, black ladybugs, yeah. We can look at ladybugs too. There's a big diversity of ladybugs. Only about like 75 species of ladybugs are the typical typical red and black ladybug, and other ones are other color combinations. So we'll go look at bullet ants and black ladybugs, and the tortoise beetles. Okay, but first I need to look up the species name for bullet ants so I can find them. Okay, because I don't remember off the top of my head. Bullet ant. Species name is Paraponera clavata. And I'm going to use our search tool here. Do a new search. Here, I'll flip this so you can see me do this. To see where, oops, wow, that copied everything. Okay, oops, there we go. Okay, search. We have 41, and they are over here. And I'm typing this in the chat so I can remember. 21.1 B. Oops, that's supposed to be 21.1 B. And 2279. Cool. All right. Here we go. Okay, I have to put my mask on again. Kron says, I took pest ID in school for horticulture and was amazed how excited I was to learn about insects, soil, etc. It's amazing. Yeah, there's so much to discover. Like, it seems pretty simple from the outside or straightforward, but then once you learn a little bit, you're like, what? And then you learn a little more, and you're like, oh my gosh, just the detail is astounding, and there's so many cool things happening in this world. And soil, like that too. I took a soil science class in undergrad because it was a requirement for the plant science major, which I double majored. And I was amazed at how exciting the soil science class was. Like, there's a lot going on with the soil, all the different horizons and soil types, and it was just a really great class. And the teacher helped too. It helps when you have a great teacher. Okay, mask on. Cool. Here we go. Well, first I have to clean up behind me. Close these. Close these. Kron, thanks for the LOL. And hello over in Toronto. So here we are in the collection at the Academy of Natural Sciences. This is the Academy of Natural Sciences of Drexel University where I work as a curatorial assistant. Although I'm mostly working remotely these days because of COVID. But, so the ants are over here. I have to roll the cabinet over a bunch of times. On this weather. putting this down so I can do this a little faster. All right. Thanks, David, for the super heart. Okay, here we are. So ants fall under formicity in Hymenoptera, the bees wasps order. They're under formicity. Formic acid, that's why. Okay. So, all right, 2021. Thank you, Terrence. Always the best flight attendant for the bug scopes. Please remain seated until the ride has come to a complete stop, says Terrence. Yes. Okay. Oh, you know what I got for Christmas, you guys? I got a tripod that I can use for the gimbal that I have for my phone. My sister gave it to me. So I'm going to see if I can, how that works. The tricky thing about using the gimbal, though, is that what I really need is a gimbal tripod selfie stick so I can get the extension away. But the other tricky thing is that when I put the macro lens on for the gimbal helps stabilize the phone. It affects the weight and then it tilts, so that's not completely compatible, but it's something that I'm working on. Okay. What's door number? Let's scroll back in the chats to see what I said. Door number 2279. Okay. Try this again. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is. We found them. So I'll bring it to the corner office so we can take a look. And I can take my mask off. Right. Buckle up for the next journey of our flight. Something come up. I got it. All good. Thank you. Thank you for catching that. Okay. Going back to our seats. Where shall we sit? Okay. Oops, sorry. Smooth flight, but rough landing. Okay. Yeah, what fell down was the label. I'm gonna have to take some tape to tape it to the drawer because it's very loose. Okay. So Oh. It says my connection is bad, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool how Happs tells you how your connection is. I will move slowly because it says the connection is poor. Hopefully it'll get better in a moment. Okay, maybe, I wonder if it has anything to do with my phone battery, maybe? But I did start with the charged battery. It's fine again? Okay, great. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. So here's the bullet ant. They have long, slender bodies. And here's probably a male because it's smaller and looks funny and has very, very long antenna and it has wings. If it has wings, it's royalty, a reproductive male or female. It's funny because I'm guessing this is a queen, looks pretty much like its sisters. Okay, so these were collected, you can see the label, in 1923 in, where is it? Can I go? Trying to get close. Whoops. Okay. Oh, my phone. Oh, sorry, guys. I think my phone is trying to switch between the two lenses on the back. That's the tricky thing about like doing non-human broadcasts is that the developers for the phones and the software technology for the cameras totally have it very human biased. And so when I'm trying to do bug stuff, like it sometimes will focus on me instead of the bug. Or in this case, when I was trying to get zoomed in there, the camera was switching on the back. And this lens only covers one camera on the back. And the other one's covered with black. It only magnifies one camera. But my screen's also blinking a little bit, so I'm not sure what's up with that. I'll flip this without the lens because I think we can see it decently without it too. Okay. Yeah, so here are the bullet ants. Here's my hand for comparison. I think they look bigger in real life, probably because they're moving and their legs are stuck out. Oftentimes with insect collection, yeah, totally 2 scoops. Often with insect collection, there is people try to put the body parts all tucked together so they don't take up as much space because space is of the essence. You can see that's the case for some of these, but not all of these. Like this one looks really scraggly, but other ones look more neatly put together. So locations for these, let's see. Peru, Panama. Yeah, largely Peru and Panama. Some of them are hard to read. Brazil for this one. Where in the world can you find bullet ants? So yeah, Panama, Peru, Brazil, Costa Rica. I saw them. Has anyone here in the comments seen them before in real life? I've seen them in Costa Rica. David says I want a phone with the camera in the middle of the back so that the insect is where it appears on the screen. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was more that we could do with that. I'm actually very curious about writing a letter to the developers and just being like, hey, can you do a little more for magnification so people can connect and photograph the insect world and understand it more easily. This is a pretty one right here. This is a different species. This one is Pachycondila villosa. And then over here is kind of interesting. We have some that are in tins from 1947. I'm not going to open them, but when we did open some that were in tins a little while back, so Philadelphia, PA, when we did open some a few years ago, hi Peter, how's it going? When we did open some of these tins in the past, there were some insects inside, and it said, actually, I'll open this one just if it's easy. If it's not easy, I'm not going to open it. Yes, here's what I was looking for. It says, these ants were collected as examples of species utilized in the avian practice of anting. Can you guys guess what anting might be? The avian practice of anting. No bullet ants in Pittsburgh. Oh, sorry to hear that, Terrence. Yeah, they're really big ants. The biggest ant I've ever seen was in Colombia. It was not a bullet ant, but I forget what it was off the top of my head. Oh, wow. Hey, Dave. Hey, doing well, thanks, Peter. Glad you're doing well. I did not see Dave in Osaka eat the giant Asian hornets last night, but I will have to go check that out. Yeah, they're eating their, I don't know, like, I'm a little rusty on this, but yeah, aren't they like used to infuse vodka or some sort of spirit? Their venom is like helps add some sort of interesting bitter flavor, something like that. That's as much as I'm familiar with. Yes, Frank, and yes, David. Yeah, so anting, the avian practice of anting is when some birds will go to ants, and I guess maybe certain species of ants are better at this or more available for this or better, yeah, more just work better for the birds. And the ants will go onto the bird and eat ectoparasites. They'll eat any like little lice that might be on the bird. They'll go help clean the bird up. It's like really super. It's like going to the doctor, it's this nice mutualism, this mutual experience that benefits the bird because it gets ectoparasites off of it. It benefits the ants because the ants get food. It's a happy situation. So yes, the birds use them as a cleaning tool, as Frank said here. Yeah. So I'm not going to open it because I'm nervous to open this, and I'd rather leave it still because there's one thing about handling specimens is that the less you handle them, the less you pick them up and move them, the better, because if you move them, there's a chance they might break. And so the more untouched they are, the better. So in this case, I don't feel comfortable opening this, so I'm going to leave it as it is, and you can appreciate the note. Yeah, so those are on here. It looks like someone did identify it because it is in this identified section of Patricina longicornis. So yeah, there they are. And here are bullet ants over here. You can see this one's pointed. That's what this technique is called, when you put the pin not in the specimen itself, but on a piece of paper on the pin. That's called pointing. Usually it happens with small specimens. Like, for example, there's no way we'd ever be able to stick a pin through those little ants. So instead of pinning them, we point them. We glue them to a piece of paper. So, hi, Space Gal. Good to see you here on Happs. Great to see you here. Yeah, so, all right, so now we'll take a look at some of the ladybugs, and then I gotta go. So, ladybugs and a quick dip into the tortoise beetles, too. My favorite insect. Okay. All right, buckle up. We're going for another field trip into the collection. Oh, I'm going to return this too while we're there, so I can. Okay. What are you guys' favorite? In the meantime, I'm saying sorry about the shakiness. In the meantime, then, what's your favorite insect? Please put it in the chat. Okay. Friends, thanks. Happy New Year to you too. And hello, Batterman. From Gulfport. Michael, hello. Great to see you back in the collection. Yeah, it's so good to be here. Definitely a happy place for me. Definitely a happy place. Cool. I think my favorite would be the dragonfly. Cool. Hi, Betterman. I'm in Philadelphia, and I am in the depths of the collection at the Academy of Natural Sciences looking at the insects. Yep, the oldest natural history museum in the Americas. Right, and now we're looking for the ladybugs. We're going to do a quick dip into ladybugs, which is over here. We're now leaving Lepidoptera. We're leaving Hymenoptera, moth butterflies, wasps, bees, and going into Coleoptera. Coleo meaning referring to the elytra, the hardened second pair of wings, and ptera referring to the wings. And coccinellity is ladybugs. Coccinellity. What the heck is that? This is a compactor, which is where we store insect specimens that have been collected over the last over 100 years, 150 years. For science. Welcome to a science scope. Okay. Here's the section with ladybugs, and we'll just pull a few drawers out. If you need me to go slower, let me know. I'm not sure how the connection looks on your side. Also, when I flip the camera, does the audio get a little bit clipped too? Because I know it did with Periscope. I'm not sure if it does here with Happs, so let me know. Okay. Oh, we also have some Erotilidae, which are pleasing fungus beetles. These are not ladybugs, but they're really beautiful. Pleasing fungus beetles. Sounds great. Thanks for letting me know. So they have really cool patterns on them. It kind of reminds me of Charlie Brown, the way that the zigzags are on these beetles. Really awesome. I saw a couple in Borneo when I was there 5 years ago. We have some in our area, but they tend to be smaller, like Ohio up here. These ones are Ohio. They're beautiful up close, but a little harder to see their coloration and patterns from more of a distance. New York also. Can you guys guess where these ones are located? See the name? It's Dacne californica, found in California. So, yeah, sometimes they're named after where they're located. And look at these ones. So cool. Ben, how's it going? Yeah, these ones are from Ecuador. All right. Then over here we have our, where are they? Here, coccinellity. Here are ladybugs from around the world. All sorts of different types. I'll pull this out for us. Oh, here are some undetermined. You can see that they come in other colors besides red and black. Here are some that are black with red spots. Hello, Alex Wex. How's it going? These ones are collected in Pennsylvania, 1951. Oops. 1951. Yeah, these ones are Cuban. They look so shiny. Cuban, shiny beetles. What's the date? I don't see a date on them. Oh, there's a date. 1927. These ones were there when my ancestors were in Cuba still. My grandparents left Cuba back when Castro came into power. So in 1927, my ancestors were still in Cuba. You're alive. Yay, Ben. So glad to hear it. Ben just went through some surgery, everyone, and he's back home. I'm really happy to hear that. Hope you are doing well, and must have been a great Christmas present for your family to have you back home in time for Christmas even, too. Okay, here's some more ladybugs. These ones are from the Philadelphia area, and so all of these are adults. And remember, I want everybody to remember that baby ladybugs don't look like this. They are little soft larvae. They look like caterpillars almost. They also tend to eat aphids and other items. These are ladybugs. They don't look like ladybugs at all, but surprise, up close they have the features that put them into this category. And this just shows how it really takes time to study. You need to bring them into the lab to be able to look at the distinguishing features and sort them in the family and the tree of life. It's not always obvious from just looking at it. A quick look over. Okay. Let's see. What other ladybugs do you want to look at? What's on here? Oh, this is a whole other family. You can see how small they get too. Look how tiny these are. You have to collect bugs in order to see what's going on with these ones. If we had more time, I would totally take one of those little ones under the scope to take a look at it, but I need to wrap up shortly. Oh, have you got Cryptolamus SP? I saw a larva one, so weird. Let me see. So this part needs some more attention when it comes to curation. It's not, what does it look like? That's someone. I feel like the whole collection isn't here. I feel like I'm missing some of it. Yeah, what did it look like, Frank? What color was it? I'm looking right now. These ones. Holy bugs. Nice mix of ladybugs here. Oh, unsure about the adults. Okay. I'm not sure. And unfortunately, these ones are all like, see, it really needs attention and updated labels. So I don't think I'm going to be able to locate it right now. Look how tiny they get. They're so little. A note, just because they're little doesn't mean they're babies. If they have wings, they're adults. Okay. All right, so we're going to look for the tortoise beetles and then call it a day. So now I'm looking for the family Chrysomelidae, which is the leaf beetle family, which is where we find that. Here we go. Sorry. Here we go. Chrysomelidae. Alright, hopefully it's done this way. Here. Yeah, tortoise beetles. Yeah, here they are. Aha! Ooh. They do look a lot like ladybugs. Here are some. They're from Ecuador. Yeah, and they'll look largely brown because they lost a lot of color, unfortunately. Right. Hopefully when I'm in Borneo, I'll be able to show you guys some live ones or live stream from there and show you some of the really colorful ones. So these are from where are these from? I can't really see. Bolivia. Bolivia. These are Bolivian. I'll take the lid off for increased clarity. maybe Bolivian beetles. These ones look really cool, like a muted, shiny iridescence and subtle hints of red and green. Those ones are from Bolivia too. Yeah, these ones are huge. Look at my finger here. Then little. Wow, this one's really pretty. Look at that one. Yeah. P. sericata. This one is from Bolivia also. Oh, this one's really nice. I like these ones. Like a hammered metal color. Also from Bolivia, I think. Someone did some collecting in Bolivia, targeting the tortoise beetles. So these are ones that look like they probably were shiny in real life, but then when they died, they probably just turned brown and dried up, unfortunately. It says this specimen, yeah. These are from Pennsylvania. These are Pennsylvania ones. Oh yeah, so these ones are local. Pennsylvania, Ohio. They got that semi-transparent exoskeleton to help break up their body pattern for camouflage on leaves. And then up here we have a bunch of other ones that are undetermined, just determined to genus, which is Physonota sp. And these are from, wow, Mexico, Michigan. Wow. Wait, no. What? No, Mexico, also Mexico. It just says MICH, so I thought it was Michigan, but it's actually Mexico. Um, yeah, so there we go. Collected when? When were these collected? These were collected in 1933. So I bet this brown was a different color when they were alive. Like maybe yellow, maybe? Or I don't even know. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Google Physonota after this and see what they look like in life. Physonota. Physonota. Cool. Put them away now. I'll pull out a couple more. And then put them away. Wow, look at those. Look at those shields. Yeah. They're really diverse. They're really pretty. I can only imagine what they look like in life. Wow, look at these. Very cool. They almost look like eyes themselves. Intense eyes. I wonder if they're supposed to look like eyes, since eye spots are so effective in the animal kingdom. So very beautiful. Yeah, all sorts of different shapes. Look at those feet. Look at those cute little feet too. Oh, they're so adorable. All right. Yeah, so beautiful. So beautiful. All right, I'm gonna put these back now. Back to the corner office. Cool. All right, thanks guys for coming by and joining and testing out, doing more of a bug scopy test. Yeah, those antennae were really cool, Frank says, and the curly antenna. Yep. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and testing out Happs and how it streams through Periscope and all of that in a more typical bug scope format where I like to walk around and go on little field trips throughout the broadcast. I'm going to head out now. And I'll catch you guys on Thursday at the regularly scheduled Bug Scope at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on New Year's Eve. So take care and catch you guys later. Bye.